On. So just an update with the Euro New Zealand trade. So I did take a loss on this trade. Again, very happy with the trade regardless, because it was the 4 hour trade. I always knew that if it wasn't going to commit from there, it's probably going to mess about and become something more complex. So for that reason, I was more than happy to just take that step away and just accept it. Could I have done anything differently? Well, to be honest, I did take it on the 4. So after it committed and it kind of broke lower, I'll just remove this ray line here. So this one here. So as we took that 4 hour there and then we kind of committed, I could have just moved to break even and left it. To be honest, I didn't do that. And then what happened was price spiked up. And at this point here, I actually did get a little bit more aggressive with my stops. So then I ended up taking a little loss with it. So it is what it is. You know, perhaps maybe it was that discretion of management, but I just knew that, you know, after a failure over here, for it to fail to continue in these areas and it's just coming back up sharp, it's probably just going to become more complicated. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I did also take another trade on gold. Now with gold, it was a bit more of an aggressive trade, but I'm already out of the trade. Essentially, I kind of just recouped those losses that I made on this aggressive trade, and then I kind of just was happy with it. I know it has a lot more potential to keep going, and that was the trade idea, but at the end of the day, you know, right now, because the account's at break even, I just want to kind of build that account up from there. So looking at this trade idea over here, what we can see over here, if we go to the 4 hour, we can see that obviously price has been coming up with momentum, which makes a lot of sense. We then kind of came up, retested the start of this continuation, and then we basically had a little bit of liquidity just above it. So as we saw how price responded from that little bit of liquidity over there, we then dropped off, and then within this area I was looking to get positioned. Now I understood that after those candles, it's probably likely we're probably going to get some sort of level of a correction. Because we're high up in the run, it doesn't need to be something heavy and weighted at this point, but again, it can happen. And because of the time of day, I wasn't really looking to kind of hold through swaps with this. So what we can see over here is that when price did fail, and I'll just draw that on over here. So what happened was we had this line in the sand here. Price then kind of tapped into the area, came down, created this, but because it was within here, I didn't want to take it. And then as we broke below, we then created the next continuation. And I think that was the much better trade in itself. And that was the whole trade idea. So very simple at the end of the day. If you did get a bit granular with the 5, where you could have refined it a little bit further, you would then see that actually, in fact, on the break of this section here, we did have a small correction. And then what happened was this one was the next slightly higher time frame, 15-minute continuation, which could have been refined, of course. And yeah, it just basically had everything you needed. So it kind of had that, and then it was just part of this, and then it's in here, and then it kind of came down, did this, and now it's just gonna probably squeeze around and then probably just continue dropping off. So that's basically how I'm looking at this trade. But again, I wasn't really willing to kind of stay in this trade for too long. So where I got out of the trade was basically right here. And it was actually just pretty recent, just before I started this video. So I decided to get out of the trade when it kind of came back into these areas. Now I took a small loss on that, then I took a profit. So I'm running like 0.3% profit on the account balance. So basically break even. So again, nothing gained, nothing lost, but still pretty decent trade idea. I think gold could present some really good opportunities. If price does break below here for tomorrow and it's in here and I get another continuation, I would probably be all over a trade like this. And yeah, I wouldn't really hesitate on a trade like that. So I am looking at shorts on gold right now, but that's only because the DXY is recovering. If the DXY does start to turn around and aggressively sell off, then we could probably anticipate that gold is probably going to shoot higher. And we have to bear in mind, we also have non-farming payrolls on Thursday this week, not Friday. I believe it's Thursday. So for that reason alone, it gives it more reason why this could probably sell off temporarily, maybe get a bit corrective. And then when NFP comes out, we might see some sort of massive turnaround. So I don't want to be kind of holding trades overnight as well, just because it's gold and we don't really know what's happening in the world's economy entirely. A lot can change overnight, so I don't want to leave myself open to that. So again, just ended the day at break even. And yeah, it was one win, one loss, and that was basically it. So I will update you guys accordingly. Hope you guys enjoyed that video.